What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about Rivian. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what is causing so much volatility today and where it might be heading next. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with that said, let's get right to it. So the market's been open about 1 hour. It is up 1% exactly right now. A lot of volatility. So 1132 the high and 1088 has been the low. 9.21 million shares have been traded. 53.8 is the average. So you do see a lot of influence, or I guess a lot of institutions getting in. So based on this, these are all some of the transactions that have occurred on the secondary market above $100,000. So in my opinion, it has to do with this, and I've kind of signaled this in the past, but this is the last week for the quarter, and so today's the last trading day. So you're seeing a lot of institutions rebalancing their portfolios, especially some of those portfolios have a certain percentage fixed for Rivian, and Rivian has been hit in comparison to a lot of other growth stocks. So no doubtably, this is why you do see institutions buying Rivian. And that's beside the point, not getting into the whole topic, the fact that Rivian is a pretty substantial discount, because just based on their cash, that's almost equivalently to the share price right now, so giving no future multiple. But again, I'm not going to go over that because I do bring that up almost every video or every second video. But in my opinion, I do feel it's just institutions rebalancing their portfolios, because the only thing that did come out today was this. So it looks like a new R1T ad. In my opinion, yeah, this is exciting, good stuff, but is this a reason to go out and buy Rivian? No. So again, I do feel it has to do more so with the rebalancing rather than anything. Today, there has been no SEC filings, no press releases, nothing like that. So it has been rather quiet. On the options front, though, you do see a lot of activity. So right now, there has been $3.03 million in calls being purchased versus $1.42 million in puts. And again, the market's only been open roughly about 1 hour. So a lot of money is getting into Rivian through options. I actually even did post this on Twitter saying abnormal Rivian $12 call is being purchased, and this is expiring for April the 12th. So big money is kind of orienting and assuming that Rivian is going to be above $12. And yeah, you could be one of those individuals that says options is just more speculation. But if you're one of those individuals that likes to follow what big money is doing, they are feeling that Rivian is going to be above $12 in the next couple weeks. So that could be a positive thing, negative thing. I'll leave it up to you guys to make that determination. As of late, there hasn't been any recent analyst ratings. So last one was done only, I guess, 3 days ago, a downgrade, and that was done by Vijay, who has a 62% success rating. So rather good for an EV analyst, if that kind of makes sense, because a lot of them have a very poor ratings. But aside from that, though, it was Mizuho, and they didn't really just hit Rivian, they hit the whole EV sector. So they downgraded Tesla, I believe, and many others. Polestar, I think, was one of them too. So let me know your thoughts on this. While I'm actually on Interactive Brokers, I'll just give you a quick overview of the new Elliott Wave technicals. So it does have a pivot point of $9.10. So for as long as Rivian is above that, which right now it is, then it is anticipated to recover to kind of the high 14s or the low 16s in the short term. So obviously a lot of options are kind of mimicking that as well. But if it does break below this $9.10, then it is anticipated to go kind of to the $7 range. So kind of extreme, but there's a lot of volatility with Rivian. We'll just have to wait and see what does come out in the foreseeable future. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. While I'm actually on here, on a further note, I have been monitoring just to see if any analysts have been changing their forecasts for the upcoming earnings. And so far, there hasn't really been all that much. If anything, a little bit more bearishness for the earnings per share and revenue. So I'll continue to monitor this. If there is any changes, I will let you know. But if you are interested in having all of this information completely free, take a look at my link in the description below or the comments, because this is a very advantageous tool to have to make yourself a better investor. But beside the point, moving on, talking on the options activity, like I said, a lot of options or a lot of big money is getting in. 53% of all the options being done so far are optimistic. And of the call options that are being purchased, there's a consensus for it to be above, like I said, that $12 by the end of next week. Even interestingly enough, 19,000 at that April 12th. So that had to do with this right here. And then looking at puts, so the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 1050. So kind of opposite extremes when it comes to that. Right now with it at $11.10, it is between this pivot and this R1. So 1103 will be that next strong support. Vice versa, 1135 will be that next strong resistance point. And in fact, it did bounce off of that. So we do know that's a very strong resistance point. Looking on the actual chart, just to give you a quick overview of this. So it is lower percentile of the Bollinger Band. It has been attempting, or at least banging at the door to kind of move higher, but there hasn't really been any catalyst to justify that. So unfortunately, it's just been stuck in limbo. But then again, for a very volatile stock, for options traders, that is like literally the best thing that you could ever ask for, a stock that's just trading within a set range, but yet is very volatile. So you can collect some pretty good premiums based on that. So make sure you guys do your own due diligence. Looking at stochastic, you do see a nice bullish deviation, so white line above the red as well. It is at around 16, so it is considered very oversold. So if there's a good piece of news that does come out, then yes, you will have a rush of value investors rushing to Rivian, causing it to go up and hopefully be that nice push to transition into the higher percentile right here. And then of course it'll test, or at least attempt to test, that 50-day and then hopefully that 100-day moving average. Right now, number of retail investors appears to be getting out slightly. So big money is buying clearly Rivian today, obviously attributing to that rebalancing. Retail is selling out. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. What is your overall viewpoint on Rivian? So do you think it's going to go higher, lower? What's your thoughts on that? And actually, one thing I forgot to cover is this. I'll give you a quick overview of what shorts are doing right now so far within the first hour of the trading day. They're increasing 290,000 shares. 18.34% of the free float is being shorted. 126.64 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization is 62.32, and then cost of borrow average is 1.1. So ultimately, to analyze this information, by shorts increasing today, it shows that they're not really feeling like it's justified this green day. So all in all, that's kind of a bearish information right here. So I'm just bringing this up as more of an analysis rather than saying it's a squeeze play, as I've said in the past. So let me know your thoughts on Rivian. Give yourself a shout out if you have been buying, if you have been selling, what have you been doing? And one final thing, make sure you guys take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000, and this promo only is up until March the 31st. So make sure you guys take advantage of this. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.